We are told a story, a simple story. We are taught it in school. We see it in museums. The story goes like this. For 200,000 years, humans were primitive. We were hunter-gatherers. We lived in caves. We banged rocks together. We chased mammoths. We had no technology, no architecture, no civilization. And then, suddenly, about 6,000 years ago, like a light switch being turned on, everything changed. We suddenly decided to build the pyramids. We invented writing, mathematics, agriculture, cities. Out of nowhere, historians call this the cradle of civilization. But what if that story is wrong? What if the history of humanity is not a straight line? What if it is a circle? What if, before the Great Pyramids, before Sumeria, before the Ice Age, there was another civilization? A civilization just as advanced as we are today, or maybe even more advanced. What if they were wiped out by a global cataclysm so powerful, it erased almost all traces of their existence? And we are not the first. We are the survivors. We are a species with amnesia, waking up in the ruins of our ancestors. Welcome to Mind Odyssey. Today, we are going to rewrite history. We will look at the impossible maps, the water erosion on the Sphinx, and the buried temples of Turkey. We are going to search for the lost civilization. For decades, archaeologists said hunter-gatherers could not build massive structures. They didn't have the math, they didn't have the manpower, they didn't have the organization. And then, in 1994, a shepherd in Turkey found a rock. That rock changed everything. It led to the discovery of Gobekli Tepe. This site is massive. It consists of huge 20-ton stone pillars, arranged in perfect circles, carved with complex 3D animals, lions, scorpions, vultures. But here is the shock. Carbon dating proves that Gobekli Tepe is at least 12,000 years old. Let me put that in perspective. Gobekli Tepe is 7,000 years older than Stonehenge. It is 7,000 years older than the pyramids. It was built during the Ice Age. According to the history books, humans at that time were primitive nomads. So, how did they do it? How did cavemen cut, move, and arrange 20-ton stones with perfect geometric precision? You don't just wake up one morning and decide to build the biggest temple in history. You need blueprints, you need architects, you need a workforce, you need civilization. Gobekli Tepe proves that civilization existed thousands of years before we thought it did. It is the smoking gun, and it suggests that someone back in the Ice Age knew exactly what they were doing. Now let's go to Egypt. The Great Sphinx. We are told it was built around 2500 BC by the pharaoh Khafra. But there is a geologist named Dr. Robert Schoch. He looked at the Sphinx, not as an archaeologist, but as a scientist. And he saw something that didn't fit. He found deep vertical erosion patterns on the body of the Sphinx and on the walls surrounding it. Any geologist will tell you, vertical erosion like that is caused by one thing: rain. Lots of rain, heavy continuous rainfall for thousands of years. But here is the problem. The Sahara Desert has been dry for 5,000 years. The last time Egypt saw enough rain to cause that kind of damage was at the end of the last Ice Age. Around 10,000 BC, or even older. This suggests the Sphinx is not 4,500 years old. It could be 12,000 years old. If this is true, then the Egyptians didn't build the Sphinx. They found it. Maybe they recarved the head. That explains why the head is so small compared to the body. But the monument itself, it is a legacy, left behind by someone else. If there was an advanced global civilization, They would have traveled. They would have mapped the world. In 1929, a map was discovered in Istanbul. It is called the Piri Reis map. It was drawn in 1513. Piri Reis was a Turkish admiral. He wrote on the map that he compiled it from older source maps, some of them dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. The map shows South America. It shows Africa. But at the bottom, it shows something impossible. It shows the coast of Antarctica, but not as ice. It shows the landmass of Antarctica without ice. Here is the problem. Antarctica was discovered by modern humans in 1820, and it has been covered in ice for millions of years. So how did a map from 1513 show the coastline perfectly? The U.S. Air Force analyzed the map in the 1960s. They confirmed that the coastline matches the subglacial landmass, the land under the ice. This implies that someone mapped Antarctica before it was frozen over, or during a time when the ice melted. Who had the technology to map the globe with satellite-like precision during the Ice Age? Cavemen or explorers we have forgotten? So, if this civilization existed, if they built Gobekli Tepe, if they mapped the world, where did they go? Why did they disappear? The answer lies in a layer of dirt. It is called the Younger Dryas boundary layer. About 12,800 years ago, the Earth was coming out of the Ice Age. It was warming up, and then, suddenly, it plunged back into a deep freeze. Temperatures dropped by 10 degrees in a decade, and then, 200 years later, they shot back up. It was a chaotic, violent period. What caused it? A growing number of scientists believe in the comet impact theory. They believe a massive comet broke apart, and fragments of it slammed into the North American ice cap. It would have been like 1,000 nuclear bombs going off at once. The heat melted the ice caps instantly. It caused a global flood, a tsunami thousands of feet high. Sea levels rose by 400 feet. Millions of animals went extinct: the woolly mammoth, the saber-toothed tiger, and the humans. Any civilization living on the coastlines would have been wiped out in a single day. Their cities, their libraries, their maps, drowned under the ocean. Suddenly, the myths make sense. Almost every ancient culture on Earth has a flood myth. The Bible has Noah. The Sumerians had Gilgamesh. The Greeks had Deucalion. The Hindus have Manu. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Aboriginals. They all tell the same story. A golden age, a great civilization, destroyed by water from the sky. Historians say these are just stories. But what if they are memories? What if they are eyewitness accounts of the Younger Dryas impact? And then there is Atlantis. Plato described Atlantis in detail. He said it was an advanced island civilization that was destroyed in a single day and night of earthquakes and floods. Plato gives a date for this destruction. He says it happened 9,000 years before his time. If you do the math, that puts the destruction of Atlantis at exactly 9600 BC. That is the exact date of the end of the Younger Dryas. The exact date of the global sea level rise. Is that a coincidence? Or was Plato telling us the truth? After the flood, the survivors were scattered. They had lost their technology. They were traumatized. They were back to the Stone Age. But they remember. Ancient myths speak of civilizing heroes. The 7 sages in Mesopotamia, Osiris in Egypt, Quetzalcoatl in Mexico, Viracocha in Peru. These figures are always described the same way. They are tall, they have beards. They come from the sea, and they bring knowledge. They don't teach religion, They teach agriculture, architecture, mathematics, astronomy. Graham Hancock calls them the magicians of the gods. Were these the survivors of the lost civilization? Trying to reboot humanity? Trying to pass on their knowledge before they died out? This would explain why we see pyramids on every continent. Why ancient cultures share the same symbols, the same constellations. They were all students of the same lost teachers. We think we are the pinnacle of history. We think civilization is a straight line up. But maybe it's not. Maybe civilization is fragile. We are one comet away, one solar flare away from being a lost civilization ourselves. If our world ended today, what would remain in 10,000 years? Our skyscrapers would rust. Our paper would rot. Our hard drives would be useless. Only the stone would remain. Maybe future humans would look at Mount Rushmore and wonder if cavemen built it. We are a species with amnesia. We have forgotten who we are. But the pieces of the puzzle are still there, waiting to be put together. This is Mind Odyssey. Do you think we are the first? Or are we just the latest? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe to help us remember.